Hi everybody, welcome to In Pillow Talk. Another awesome day. We're grateful to God for His mercy. His that are new upon us every day above the ground. It's enough these days to say, Father, thank you. Thank you for your grace and mercy that is upon all of us. My prayer for you is that your faith fails not in God. God is still God in every situation and in every circumstance. Yes, we are fighting a war with no boundaries, a war that is no respecter of person, a war that is no respecter of money or status in the society, a war that has removed hugs and kisses in the society, a war that has sent us in isolation but yet still kills, a war that has removed grandparents to be isolated more than ever before, a war that is bringing families to live together more than ever before, a war that has brought communities to be united, to think and check upon one another. The compassion of our lives is being shown at this hour. A war that is making a nation stand up and appreciate the efforts of a particular type of people in the society. So you see, this war we're fighting is taking the good, the bad, and the ugly and bringing it in us, out of all of us, so we can see something good that is coming out of this war. We talk about the coronavirus. Yes, the coronavirus has come with all the theories out there. Hey, I don't know which one is right, but God knows which one is right. Yeah, but the question I says, nothing happens that God has not allowed. So God allowed it. And I'm asking, but why would God allow such horrible things to happen? Well, if we read our Bible very well, what is happening had happened before. It is not strange, it is not new. Was the hardness of man's heart, the evil that we had done, the ways of our lives had contributed for what we see today to happen. Where I have seen, even in this hour, I have seen the wickedness of the heart of man. You ask yourself, can our hearts be this dark? Oh, yes. We've seen a few videos going around where people know they've contacted a virus, but yet they go around spreading it to kill other people. There are different ways you cannot shout. I saw the videos and I'm wondering, we all share those videos. Let us look within ourselves and see where we are also killing other people. Killing other people for what we talk about them behind our backs. Kill other people for the relationships we're helping to destroy. Kill other people for our actions towards other people. Yet we don't see it because we think that is not killing. My darling brother, it is an hour, it's a time where we all look deep within us and ask a question. If tomorrow ended, where would you go? Where would you do? If God asked you, what I gave to you, what did you do with it? How are you going to answer God? It's easier for us to look at certain saints in the community, certain members of the public, certain past men and women of God and question them. But today, I want to question you, my darling brothers and sisters. Yes, you, my darling brothers and sisters. God created you for a reason and for a purpose. Are you doing what God had asked you to do? Or because you could not see God, because you didn't think God saw what you were doing, you continued in your darkness. But today you don't see coronavirus. We all fear coronavirus. A coronavirus has said, wash your hands 20 times. We're all washing our hands. Coronavirus has told us, wear mask. We all go out. There's a mask on our faces. Coronavirus has told us, stay at home. Those who even did not want to stay at home are now staying at home, not out of choice, out of the fear of coronavirus. The question is, if we can fear a virus that we cannot see. Doctors are still in the lab trying to understand. Researchers are still trying to understand the dynamics of this virus. Doctors don't even know all the questions of how it will be cured because there's no antidote yet, to the best of my knowledge. Maybe I'm wrong somewhere. Okay, but yet people are dying. With all that we have done, yet people are dying. And I was meditating this afternoon. I remember telling one of my brothers earlier on when we spoke, I said, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. But as I got in my room to speak, I sat down. I said, okay, Lord, here am I talking. So now the question I ask all of us, let us dig deep and ask ourselves a question. You know, a few days ago, as a nation, we appreciated the medical services in our nation. We stood up at a particular hour and at a time, appreciating and clapping for them, which was amazing. I went out, I also clapped. And I clapped because I have sisters and brothers in the same profession. Why were we clapping? We're clapping because they have become the sacrificial seed at this hour, at this time. They're the gatekeepers of the disease at this hour, at this time. Of course, they've always provided us the services, the same services that they had provided, but somehow we took them for granted. We didn't see the importance. Even if we saw it, it didn't mean too much. But now it's everything or nothing. It's based on them because they have offered themselves as living sacrifice. The question I want to ask you, God sent his only begotten Son for you and I as a living sacrifice for us to be transformed by the renewing and know there is a God in heaven that created you for a purpose and for his will. But we rejected it. We rejected it because we couldn't see God. But yet, we fear coronavirus that we couldn't see. But we're seeing the actions of coronavirus. So the question you may ask yourself is, why did God permit it? God permitted it because that is what man wanted. God permitted it because the world we live in is a dark world. It's a fallen world. Look at even the actions at this hour, at this time of certain members in the community and the society, their hearts. You know you've contacted the disease, yet you go around spreading it to everybody so everybody can contact the disease. Isn't that what we all do? We look at the corona and we send the videos and we are shocked. Why are we shocked? Let's look at our actions. Let's put it down simply. You go gossiping behind your friend's back and mocking at them and laughing at them. Yet you come and you smile. And haven't you become a coronavirus? You go sleeping around as a married man or a married woman and come home and pretend. Aren't you a coronavirus? Or because your actions are not yet? Your actions will soon show, the same like coronavirus is. You can't betray one another at work and stabbing other people to take their positions. Aren't you a coronavirus? So why are we then so surprised when we see the hardness of people's hearts when we're sharing those videos? Let us search in our own hearts. Ask ourselves a question. Did God give me this extra day today was for me to continuously stay in the sin? Or did God give me by grace this day for me to transform my mind and renew my mind to know He's God over my life? That question is for all of us to ask and answer within ourselves. You know, I was speaking to a friend recently. Yes, this hour at this time, there are times when husbands and wives, I've seen a few videos that have made me laugh. Husbands and wives are jumping for having their husbands at home for the longest time because the husbands were always out. The question is out doing what? Now they understand they have to sit there and build their home. The first government God gave every man, M-A-N, yes, I am speaking to you, is your home. If you cannot build your home, you are not entitled to even be called a man. Because that is the first government that you are in charge of. If your home is failing, it is the man's responsibility to put it right. It means somehow, somewhere down the line, there were certain things that went astray, or certain doors were opened that was not closed. Today, as I was leaving my car this afternoon, I closed my car. Why? Because if I leave it open, somebody might steal my car. If you leave your door, why do you close your doors? You close them because you don't want anything to come into your house that you haven't allowed it. But yet we go around allowing things to come in just because we're not seeing the consequences. As we're seeing the consequences of the coronavirus, does not mean you would not. God can never be mocked, my darling brothers and sisters. When the word of God says, let us fear, reverence God and fear Him. Because why? He is the author and the finisher. He created the heavens and earth even before you. He meditated on you and sent you in this hour, in this time, for a reason and for a purpose. Why are we this chosen generation with coronavirus? You think God made a mistake that you and I are here? No, He didn't. He's looking for a people that would know that for we have sinned. Just as we could come together and clap and appreciate the efforts of our medical staff, our social workers, because they've offered, our transporters because they have offered themselves as sacrificial lamb. It is time for us to arise and pray for the lamb that was slain from the foundation of the world. Before God created the world, He slain His only Son, that you and I will come to the understanding of Him, to know Him more than ever, to fear Him. If we could fear God, respect God, keep His commandment as He has asked us to do, coronavirus will stand no chance. We all fear coronavirus more than we ever fear God. It is time for us to shift it, because now you have nothing to stand of. It's in coronavirus, you're standing on doctors, doctors are also standing on God themselves. So it is time for you and I to look up to the creator of the universe and offer yourself that living sacrifice. Remove yourself from the hardness of your heart. Remove yourselves from the darkness that you have been living in. Transform our hearts that God may come and dwell in and give you the answer of what is happening. You can be an Esther in this generation. It doesn't matter, man, woman, you can be that Esther to bring an answer to liberate your world. For us to do that, my darling brothers and sisters, we need to dig deep within us, deep to find out if you're willing and able to transform yourself, renew your mind, so we can know the good, the acceptable, and perfect will that God has in store for all of us. Love you guys. Bye for now.